Hello everyone, Biggs here, back with a review for you guys. Bringing you another review for Halloween/Horror Month, everyone. Everyone, before I get to today's review, I just want to like to apologize for the delay I've been having with the reviews for Halloween/Horror Month, everyone. I've been a little bit mixture of busy with personal life stuff like that, and on the days where I have had to do the reviews stuff like that, I felt really sick and stuff, so it really felt like not that motivated to do reviews because I was sick and stuff, but and plus the 2K18 videos I've recently started doing on my channel, guys. But in my update video one, in case you guys haven't seen it, I released an update video for my YouTube channel, and one of the things I went over that I want to try to do reviews over the weekend, but if I did, I would have a backup plan that I would alternate between the weekdays where I would do movie reviews, finish up the reviews I have for Halloween/Horror Month, and also also still continue with my WWE 2K18 videos or ones. So that's something. And I was busy. Everyone got busy on Sunday, the last day of the weekend, stuff like that. Before got a little busy and stuff where I could do reviews, but I decided to go. But now I'm gonna do the backup plan where we do movie reviews, alternate between the movie reviews for Halloween Short Month, along with the 2K18 videos or one. So that this week, whoever have days off from work and stuff like that, and I'll be able, I do plan on doing multiple reviews for you guys on the days off and stuff, but on days where I do have to work, which is like today, it's Monday, the time of this quarter one, I do have to go work a little later on, so I'm gonna do it early in the day and stuff, so I can watch the film, film the review for you guys and stuff, but nevertheless, long story short, I'm planning to finish up Halloween/Horror Month, everyone, and finish get all the reviews I have planned for you guys throughout the remainder of the month, so. But anyway, with that, all that out of the way, we're time to get today's review, everyone, which is Ghostbusters 2, everyone. Earlier this month, I saw the original Ghostbusters film. I really enjoyed it, and it was the first film for Halloween/Horror Month I reviewed that got the highest rating of a must-buy / must-watch. So the first Ghostbusters film was a very good impression on me, and I was wondering how the second film would hold up. Well, I recently finished up watching the second Ghostbusters film one. Now I'll get my general thoughts on the film and stuff like that. First off, the plot synopsis. Film takes place 5 years after the events of the first film, where the Ghostbusters kind of went out of business, and the gang kind of went to do their separate ways. Winston and Raymond do parties for kids' birthdays, stuff like that. Peter's a host of a talk show host, and Spengler is doing kind of was experimenting whether human emotions can affect physical objects in the real world and stuff like that. So, but not too long. They find out that there's some paranormal activities going on, so the gang gets back together, the Ghostbusters get back in business, and everything's going well, but similar to the first film, they eventually find out something even more dangerous lurking, than they expected, so they have to stop the threat and stuff like that, so. That was pretty much the plot synopsis for the second Ghostbusters 2, everyone. So, now to my overall general thoughts of the film. I really enjoyed Ghostbusters 2, everybody. Yeah, I really enjoyed the characters. For the most part, except for one. But I'll get back to that in a minute. But some of the first one, but I really enjoyed the returning characters. Like the original Ghostbusters crew and Dana, I enjoyed her character too, and although I forgot to mention this at the plot synopsis that her and Peter ended up breaking up, but they came back together to film stuff like that, so. Hmm. They kind of. They managed to reforge their relationship without in the film and stuff, so. And just like the first film, I thought they had good the characters had good chemistry with each other. Both the original Ghostbusters crew and Peter his relationship with Dana. And Louis comes back. He's part of Ghostbusters crew now. And he has a relationship with Jenny. And I felt, and just like some of the first one, the returning characters have great chemistry with each other and stuff. So, and as for the special effects, I thought they were a little bit. I thought they were better than the first one. The special effects in the first film, some were a little bit outdated, but some of them were. Still, I feel like some of the special effects in the first film still hold up to the day, and second film, I thought they bumped it up in terms of special effects department stuff. So. Sorry, I had some throat there. Anyway, I thought the special effects were well done. I thought they were better than the first one, than the special effects of the first film and stuff. So, and the villain for the film, Vigo, I thought he was overall better villain compared to him at the Gozo. As you guys remember back in my first Ghostbusters movie review, that my only real major complaint I had with the first Ghostbusters film was that the main villain, Gozo, was very lackluster. I felt like they fixed that problem with Vigo. I felt like he felt like he was more of a threatening villain for the Ghostbusters crew to deal with, and he made his presence known throughout the film and didn't show up at the last few minutes, unlike the first film with Gozo, where Gozo only showed up for a little bit, then just disappeared. So, anyway, that's pretty much all the positives for the film, and I almost forgot about the comedy. As for comedy, I felt like the jokes on comedy part, I felt like it was on par with the first film in terms of comedy. I really enjoyed the jokes in the first film, and I think the second. In terms of comedy, the second film is on par with the first Ghostbusters, in my own personal opinion. There's the positives, and I really enjoyed Ghostbusters 2, and I did have a couple of issues with the movie. First was a minor nitpick, and as you guys know, the only character I didn't like in the first Ghostbusters film was a EPA guy. And there's a character to him similar in this one. Only it's the mayor's assistant, And I felt like he was very annoying in the movie where he was. I felt like he was very annoying whenever he popped up and stuff. Whenever he popped up and stuff like that. So, but he's not in the film that much. So, I say only a minor nitpick, but. There is one real major issue I do have with the second film compared to the first one. Everyone, as you know, the first issue I have, everyone, the only real major issue I had with the first film again was with the villain. The major issue I have with Ghostbusters 2 is actually some elements of different elements of the plot. Now, I think the story was well told, stuff like that, but after watching the original Ghostbusters and after seeing Ghostbusters 2, I can definitely notice that the creators of the film definitely took a lot of the same elements from the first Ghostbusters film. Now, I'm not saying it's an exact cardboard copy cutout of the same of the plot for Ghostbusters 1. But there are a lot of similarities. Once you get out of the beginning portion, once you take out except aside from the beginning portion, everyone, where the film takes place 5 years after the first Ghostbusters film, I feel like a lot of the same elements that were in the first Ghostbusters film are in here Ghostbusters 2, like how the citizens of New York are doubting the paranormal activities going on around the city, stuff like that, and Ghostbusters boosts popularity, stuff like that, and then they eventually discover a world-threatening villain, stuff like that. So, and they have to go stop it and stuff. So, again, it's not an exact cardboard copy of the first Ghostbusters film in terms of plot. And again, I thought the story was well told, but they felt it was lazier on the writers and the creators for the film to take a lot of elements that were in the first Ghostbusters film and redo it here for the sequel. Now, I'm all for the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but I felt like they could have, felt like the writers and the creators of the film could have done a lot more to separate, do more different elements in terms of the overall plot for the film. Or they have to rely on the same elements they used for the first film and stuff like that. But aside from those issues, everyone, I really enjoyed the same Ghostbusters film, everyone. So now, as for those wraps up my overall thoughts on Ghostbusters 2, now it's time for my final verdict, everyone. For those of you who are new to my reviews, I got 5 different scores for my reviews. The highest one is a must-buy/must-watch, which is my highest recommendation, which goes to some of the best films I've ever seen, stuff like that. And my second highest is a buy it rating, where while it's not one of the best films I've ever seen, I still think it's a really good film. Movies I think are still really good at are worth a buy to add to your DVD collection. Then there's the middle rating, which is a streaming/rented, where for the occasional films where I wouldn't necessarily recommend to buy on DVD, but I would recommend people check out, on streaming services, or just rented DVD stuff. Then there's a second lowest rate, which is the ignored rate. Well, not the worst film I've seen. Those films are not necessarily the worst, but still are not that good. And I wouldn't recommend people to check it out that much unless they really want to and stuff. And then there's the for some reason, and then there's my lowest rate, which is the Land Burn rating, where it goes to some of the worst films I've ever seen. Where I recommend people to avoid them at all costs. As for Ghostbusters 2, now. Now there are reliable. I think it's on par with it. I think it's on par with the first film, but the real major issue I have with Ghostbusters 2 is that it borrowed a lot of elements. I felt like it borrowed a lot of elements from the first Ghostbusters film in terms of the plot and how the plot structure and stuff like that. So, and for that, I will have to bump it down a little to Bumblebee compared to the first film, but I still do recommend people to see it. My final verdict for Ghostbusters 2 is a buy it rating. Everyone, while I can agree with the majority, it's not as good as the first Ghostbusters film, and it does have some major issues like borrowing the elements from the first Ghostbusters film in terms of plot and stuff like that. I still enjoy all the other elements in the Ghostbusters 2, and I still think it's a worthy buy worth a buy on DVDs and Blu-ray, stuff like that, or digital movie collection if you're downloading movies digitally, stuff like that. So, and again, not as good as the first one. I think it's a worthy sequel to the first Ghostbusters film. Anyway, that pretty much wraps up my review, everyone. My next review for Halloween/horror month, everyone. It will be the third and final Ghostbusters film I'll be reviewing now, the Ghostbusters series, which will be the 2016 reboot. And well, that should be interesting. That should be interesting once to review one. It's sure that film is got a lot of controversy behind it one way or another. So then after that, I plan to review the Book of Life, the Coraline. Then after that, I'll be reviewing Casper. Everyone, depending on how the review schedule goes, my next review after that, after Casper, will either be Jeepers Creepers 3, which will be aired on Sci-Fi, everyone. So I will be which will be aired on Sci-Fi Channel on October 28th. So I do plan on trying to watch it. If I don't catch it in time, I'll record it on my DVR. I'll catch up to it then. As for which after that, which may possibly be my final 2 reviews for this month, or maybe 3 again, depending on how the review schedule and stuff like that. After that, everyone will be I'll take a look back at the 1990 It May series, and then then these 2 films right here will be the possible finale for Halloween / Horror Month, everyone, which will be Killer Clowns from Outer Space. or or a film that I remember very fondly of and stuff, and one of my favorite films to watch this time of year, which maybe say for a finale for. So I'll probably say for that as a finale for Halloween / Horror Month, and to transition to my next theme month which will be Nostalgia Month. That'll be Nightmare Before Christmas, everyone. Again, it depends on how the review schedule goes, but in case you guys are wondering what the rest of the movies I'll be reviewing for this month, that's all the movies I'll be planning to review for the remainder of Halloween / Horror Month, everyone. So, alright, pretty much wrap things up, everyone. Make sure to stay tuned for more reviews for Halloween / Horror Month, everyone. Make sure to check out my WB2K18 videos, everyone. I will plan to have another one released for you guys for those of you who have enjoyed my 2K18 videos. And make sure to stay tuned for more videos on my YouTube channel throughout the remainder of the month and beyond, everyone. Until then, this is Harbeck signing out.